Well, it is a big welcome to Luke. Thanks for joining us on the couch.
My pleasure. Great to be here.
Now, you missed out on Shine-a-thon this year, and it really was an amazing time, but...
Shine-a-thon?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Oh, yeah, well, maybe join us next year. But you were able to head over to a little production happening in Texas, The Chosen.
That's right. Yeah, I got the opportunity to go and see the filming of this TV show called The Chosen. You might have heard it. We play it on Shine TV, of course. It's been a big hit internationally. And that's saying something because they've raised $120 million US.
Wow.
And it's all crowd-funded, which apparently makes it the largest crowd-funded media project in history. So amazing.
Goodness.
Yeah, super amazing. What was it like being on the actual set? Because we see it on our TV screens, but I mean, they've built a whole city somewhere in Texas, haven't they?
Yes, they built Capernaum. I find that very hard word to say.
Capernaum?
I don't know. Capernaum, yes. Yeah, there's an extra I or something in there. They've built that first century set. It's all completely made of concrete and stone, so it's permanent. Amazing. Right on the banks of a lake which looks like the Sea of Galilee. They've built an ancient dock which looks incredible. And each one of the rooms in this city, and we'll put some photos up, is usable for filming. So they're up to season 3 of The Chosen, but they're actually planning to do 7.
Wow.
And I'm told reliably that the crucifixion doesn't happen until season 6 of The Chosen. So we've got a bit of stuff before then.
Yeah. Now, you actually got to meet some of the actors while you were there as well, some of Jesus's followers. What was that like? I mean, did you talk faith with them?
Yeah, I got the chance to do 9 TV interviews with some of the actors and the crew. Dallas Jenkins, you guys have spoken to him on the wireless a number of times. But these guys, what I appreciated about them, the disciples, is that for some reason they're all 5'8".
Oh.
Which is just an absolute blessing for a man who's 5'8". So
wow.
we were able to look each other in the eye and have a conversation. No, nice guys, and I think there's a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to faith. All of them understand the gravitas of the role that they're playing. Some of them have, I think, a very deep Christian faith. Others are on a bit more of a journey. And the people who sort of manage them told us which ones we should probably avoid, the more religious questions. And I was surprised, actually, because meeting Jonathan Rooney, who's the man who plays Jesus, he actually seemed like the role there's got a bit of weight in terms of it's not all been a positive experience for him.
Wow.
I think when you play a role like that, there's obviously a lot of expectation on what that's going to be portrayed as, and people really care about it. So he's had a lot of criticism, I think a lot of praise as well, but also a few stories about people coming up to him in the streets and saying, hey, could you heal my son who's dying? Or it's like, I'm just an actor. I'm not actually Jesus. Although he does look like Jesus.
He certainly does, and does an amazing job.
Yeah,
this
really does.
series has impacted the lives of so many people around the world, people with faith and people without faith, being able to see not just the story of the gospel, but perhaps getting to know what the characters might have been like, the sort of things that would have influenced them culturally and socially during the time. I mean, a huge impact on so many people around the world, of course, here in New Zealand as well.
Yeah, I think that's been the lovely thing about watching it as a viewer, is just that you can go deeper with these characters that you have heard of. And in some cases, the disciples that are being portrayed have maybe 2 verses in the whole of Scripture dedicated to them. So you really don't know a lot about what made them tick. So they've explored all of that. I think for me personally, the sort of triangle between Nicodemus, Jesus and Mary Magdalene is very beautifully done, and I've enjoyed that storyline. I was there about a week after they filmed the feeding of the 5,000. Amazing story. So they had 12,000 volunteers turn up, and it was in the heat of the Texan summer as well, so 50 degrees Celsius. 12,000 people turn up in costume, and they were able to get just magnificent footage of, forget 5,000, how about 12,000? You know, like, we'll one-up you, Scripture.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing. So I know that season 2 is coming to Shine TV, but you were there for the filming of season 3. Did you get a cameo?
Oh, look, I was I sort of half expected it. 5'8".
Yeah.
Facial hair. And it didn't happen, to be fair. And I think it was the Italians that ruined it for me. It was funny because we were there with people from all over the world, from media, and they said to us before we went onto the set, these guys are acting, some of them are method actors, they take it very seriously. The last thing that you should be doing is approaching them, asking them for selfies. Certainly you shouldn't be touching them or going into their personal space. So we all stood back. The Italians just ran forward. Jesus, per favore, kiss on both cheeks. It's like, I think that freaked them out, and that was it for the rest of us.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Gotta love Italians.
Yeah.
Hey, certainly looking forward to the new season. Filming still underway. We're going to see season 2 here on Shine TV. Any lasting memories? Anything you'll take away from your experience on the Chosen set?
I think just the human capacity to do incredible things when we are together, when there's community. Like the largest media project that has been crowdfunded in history, it's made a way where there seemingly was no way, and it really has changed the industry. Netflix have picked up the show, which hasn't quite happened yet, but they're working on the deal, and everybody's saying, how did you guys do this? Because usually you've got to have that $100 million that somebody's underwriting, the risk is very high, but when it's coming $20, $30 a time from, you know, Joan and Mississippi, you know, you've got this incredible mandate to continue making the show. So I think that it was incredibly exciting being there, because everybody's aware that they're doing something that hasn't been done before, and almost not sure how it's really going to play out, but you know that it's going to be of massive impact. And already 400 million people have watched an episode of The Chosen in New Zealand, and this is incredible. They've got all the stats. 1.7 million episodes of The Chosen have been watched in New Zealand alone. So it's making impact, and it's not just Christians, it's in the secular world as well. And who knows what's going to happen in the future.
Hey, Luke, thank you so much for chatting with us this evening. Very much appreciate it, and thanks for all you do.
Thanks for choosing me.